Hello everyone! It's been a while since we did one of these. Bandai just dropped a Buu Saga themed trailer, so let's break it down. The trailer kicks off with the perfect placement of the We Got a Power score, which is highly fitting, given that the trailer is exclusively focused on the Buu Saga characters. Although, I am slightly disappointed. Just like the previous trailer where they used Gohan's SS2 theme, neither of these tracks will be included in the game unfortunately, perhaps due to some strange licensing issues? Great Saiyaman is back, and this time, he's bringing some fresh new moves. Looking at the demo footage from 2 months ago, we can see Saiyaman's full moveset. The translation may be a little wonky, but I think I can make it out. The Justice Bomber is probably meant to be Justice Bomber, and Justice Bomber is likely intended to be an explosive wave type move, just like it was in Tenkaichi 3. His Justice Rush is a rushing super attack, just as the name suggests. However, it doesn't seem to be the same move he had in 3. The next scene shows Gohan transforming into a Super Saiyan, while also confirming the return of Great Saiyaman's outfit for both his base and Super Saiyan forms. Spopovich and Yamu still have their Majin Buu Resurrection Ultimate, and now we get to Babidi. He still has the Blast 2 where he summons Pui Pui to shoot the opponent. He even says the exact same line. Nice shot! Babidi's ultimate wasn't shown in the trailer, but Bandai did reveal it on their Twitter page 2 hours after the trailer went live for some strange reason. They called it the Super Electroshock Sorcery, and it appears to be the same move he used to kill Spopovich in the show. For those new to the Tenkaichi series, this is a completely new ultimate move that replaces his previous one. The Electroshock Sorcery is definitely a more unique looking ultimate. However, this could potentially confirm the removal of a certain mechanic Babidi had going on in 3. In BT3, both Babidi's grab as well as Spopovich's ultimate would gather energy that would power up Babidi's own ultimate. Now, this doesn't confirm the removal of the mechanic, but it does make the likelihood of its return slightly less probable. Adult Gohan is a character known for having a moveset filled with stock super attacks in BT3. All 3 of his forms basically had the same moves: Explosive Badan, Energy Blast Volley, and a Super Kamehameha as an ultimate. Super Saiyan 1 Gohan was the only exception, thanks to his bro's Kamehameha. But other than that, they all shared nearly identical super attacks. They tried to address this in Raging Blast by giving SSJ Gohan a brand new super move, the Explosive Combination. This attack didn't function like your typical rush super, since it wasn't a cutscene attack. You had to make a few timed inputs in order to perform the whole attack sequence, but it was a welcome addition nonetheless. Well, it looks like the devs liked it so much, considering they brought it back for Sparking Zero. In the trailer, Gohan performs the exact same explosive combination on Dabura, only this time it's much more cinematic and functions as a proper rush attack, unlike in Raging Blast. Now, they didn't drop all those original supers for Tenkaichi 3. They will still be included in SZ. From what I've gathered, Sparking Zero will have some form of super attack customization. So yeah, all of you Gohan mains from Tenkaichi 3 will still be able to spam Gohan's Explosive Madan, or as it's known now, the Explosive Cannon, a move so powerful that it single-handedly propelled Super Saiyan 2 Gohan to the top tiers of BT3. Oh, by the way, you can check out my previous video if you want to learn more about the competitive side of Tenkaichi 3. Vegeta connects 2 regular attacks before having his kick Z countered by Goku. Immediately after, Goku tries to counter with a kick of his own, only for Vegeta to counter him with a Z counter and send Goku flying with a follow-up. Nothing new or groundbreaking, I just found it funny how they both went counter for counter. We then see the return of Gohan in his torn apart Saiyaman outfit. Oh, and here's a little known fact. This outfit was also in BT3, but you could only see it if Gohan was hit by a strong enough ultimate or lost the beam struggle. It's nice to see it finally back. And speaking of returning features, while performing his Super Kamehameha, SSJ2 Gohan says the exact same line he did in BT3.
I'll give you a fight! I'll give you a fight!
Super Saiyan 3 is probably one of the most controversial characters in SZ, not because of his moveset or anything like that, but rather due to his model. Now, if this is your first time seeing Super Saiyan 3 in Sparking Z, you'd probably think he looks pretty damn good, and I'd be inclined to agree with you. The only problem is, this scene is a lie. Maybe using the word lie is a bit harsh. In one of the earlier gameplay trailers, people expressed their dissatisfaction with the lack of muscle on his shoulders and arms, as well as his uncharacteristically slim neck. So what did the devs do? They fixed it, of course. I mean, you've seen the latest trailer yourselves. It looks good, right? Where's the issue? Well, the issue is in the actual gameplay. You see, the devs did a half measure. They did bulk up Goku's SS3 model, but here's the catch. He's only bulked for one single scene, his opening scene. We know this because right after he says his opening lines, you can catch a few frames where his model briefly deflates to his actual in-game proportions. It's not the biggest issue in the world. You'll hardly notice it during actual gameplay anyway. But yeah, the model could use some bulk. Anyways, Super Saiyan 3 Goku appears to have a unique throwing animation when paired up against Buu. And not only that, when Buu fires his Kamehameha at Goku, Goku counters it using his Super Perception, which has a particularly unique animation. Look familiar? It's the exact same move he used to deflect Buu's Kamehameha in the show. I'm curious if this deflect animation is based on your opponent. For example, if Vegeta fires his Gallic Gun, would SS3 Goku deflect it like this? Or would he use the regular deflect animation? Considering they made unique throw animations based on your opponent, it wouldn't be too far-fetched to assume they did the same with the deflect animations. Evil Buu is finally back. After I don't even know how many years at this point. Evil Buu powers up to the max, unleashing an explosive burst of energy that knocks the opponent back, just like in BT3. It's been a while since we've seen this feature, especially since Raging Blast removed it for some odd reason. It even cancels out the guard. Yeah, it seems to work exactly as it did in 3. Looks like Evil Buu also has a new ultimate, a huge upgrade over his Super Explosive Wave ultimate from BT3, and a nice reference to the show. Like with Super Saiyan 3, Ultimate Gohan also has a unique throw animation when fighting Super Buu. While it wasn't revealed in the trailer, we can see how his normal grab looks on everyone else in one of Rhymestyle's videos. It's not exactly the same as in 3, but it looks just as good. For the first time ever in the Tenkaichi game, we have an accurate depiction of Buu's maniacal face before he performs his revenge death bomber. Here's something really cool. Ultimate Gohan was a playable character in the latest demo. Same with Super Buu. And during Buu's absorption sequence, this is how Gohan reacts to being absorbed. Notice the difference? The devs went out of their way to tweak something as minor as this so late in development. Who knows? Maybe a proper remodel of Super Saiyan 3 Goku isn't off the table yet. Super Buu, Gohan absorbed, has a completely new, albeit rather short, grab attack. In any case, it's much better than having to rely on stock attacks like in previous games. Vegito fires probably the most rare version of the Big Bang attack. If you're wondering why the Big Bang attack is shown as a beam instead of the usual energy ball, it's because it references a particular scene from the show where Vegito used his Big Bang as a beam. He also does a simple lift strike followed by a vanishing type attack. The trailer then cuts to Kid Buu performing his iconic Mystic combination. Now, will it be good as it was in 3? I guess that would depend on how well it tracks, as well as how much damage it deals. Now, this next scene is extremely interesting. Kid Buu fires his Super Kamehameha towards Goku, who manages to block it. But that's not the interesting part. Immediately after, while Kid Buu is still stuck in the animation from his Kamehameha, Goku quickly counters with his own Super Kamehameha. This is interesting for multiple reasons. First off, you won't be able to do something like this in Tenkaichi 3. No matter how fast you are, your opponent will always finish their animation first, at least when you're blocking a Kamehameha. As you can see, my Kid Buu is still in the blocking animation, while SS3 Goku is free to move around. Judging by the trailer alone, this would suggest that the person launching a super is essentially punished for using it, while in previous games, the exact opposite was true. There's a lot of demo gameplay floating around, and I did watch a good chunk of it. However, I don't believe I ever came across such an interaction. If anyone knows more, feel free to share it it in the comments below. Vegito fires his trademark technique at Kid Buu, and at first, it seems like it will hit its mark. But nope, Buu casually teleports behind him and counters with a grab attack. This is something you wouldn't be able to do in BT3. It's simply impossible to perform a vanish during a super attack that teleports you right behind your opponent. I mean, you can vanish a blast volley, but not like Buu did in Sparking Z. Now, I assumed Buu did a vanish because that made the most sense to me on first glance. However, after giving it a second look, things started to click. What if that wasn't a vanish? What if Buu used instant transmission? That would make the most sense. Even the animation looks similar to the one he uses in BT3 when teleporting. It wouldn't really be optimal to waste your skill points to dodge and punish a blast volley this way, but you can definitely do it if you want. And with that, we reach the end of the trailer. With all the new characters added to the roster, we have 25 unconfirmed slots remaining. The movie villains, OG Dragon Ball, more super characters, or maybe GT? Just as I was about to finish editing this video, the producers announced that we, the fans, will know every playable character before the game's launch. With only 30 days until release, I expect the reveals to get pretty hectic in the coming days. In the meantime, if you're curious to learn about the competitive side of Tenkaichi 3, there's quite an interesting video I did a couple of days ago. I suggest giving it a look.